Every search, like, click, and purchase determine who we are and who we can be. Profiling is not just about selling products. Profiling also exerts control via the allocation of knowledge. Since profiling can have a big impact on our lives, we should know whether it is accurate. This is why I decided to use a small group to evaluate how Facebook and Google defines us. There are different elements of the creation of our digital selves that are scary. An aspect that is scary is the lack of transparency associated with the creation of our digital selves. Until the Cambridge Analytica scandal, Facebook and Google did not tell its users what information they had gathered about them and what their digital selves looked like. Since we do not know how our digital self looks like, how are we going to protect ourselves from it? I also want to pose the question, can we do it? If Facebook and Google have a database with all our information since we started using these sites, if we delete something from our Facebook newsfeed, will it be deleted from their databases? Another scary aspect is that Facebook and Google have information about us that we do not remember giving out. For instance, Facebook categorizes me as very liberal in US politics. However, I have never used Facebook to engage politically. This has serious implications. In the future, I will be fed and consequently consume information from very liberal sources. Therefore, without my consent, I will enter an online echo chamber. This will further entrench my views and will not allow me to engage with a different point of view and will rupture the possibility for ideal democratic discourse. It is even scarier to know that your digital self can be nothing like your real self at all. We use Google multiple times a day. Sometimes we are searching for something that we are interested in learning more about. For example, let's say I disagree with gun control but want to learn more about it. So I decide to use Google. That search query can lead to Google profiling me as pro-gun control, when in fact it's the opposite. Being included in profiles one does not belong to can put people in danger. Suspicious words placed out of context from a Facebook post, together with being thought to be outside of the United States and having contact with someone that has contact with someone with a militant activity, and you might find yourself labeled as a terrorist. Furthermore, there is a fine distinction between interest in a culture, religion, etc., and belonging to it. For example, one might have a multicultural Hispanic affinity, but that does not mean one is Hispanic. The U.S. intelligence community created an entirely new conception of citizen and thus actively reframed how we can think of ourselves as users, as subject to state power online. If one is 51% foreigner, legal surveillance is authorized. That means that being incorrectly labeled something other than a United States citizen might mean losing U.S. citizen rights. Facebook and Google may identify you as female one day and the next day as a male. This shows how dynamic our digital selves are. This is scary because we will never know who we are. Cheney-Lippold, in the last chapter of Weird Data, presents us with possible solutions to influence the creation of our digital selves, obfuscation. However, the author also concludes that using these services might actually make us look more suspicious. Whether Facebook and Google know us well or doesn't, the main problem, I believe, is that we do not have a say in the creation of our digital selves.